Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. On today's episode, we have Lethal Weapon 3. Dun dun dun. Should we call them episodes? Isn't it an episode? It's kind of like a TV show. I think we could call it an episode if we wanted to. Well, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe this. But I've been doing this a while, and I actually already know what's wrong with this machine. If you've been watching our episodes, maybe you know what's wrong with it too. Just leave it down in the comments if you know what's wrong with it. I'm not going to bore you with what I think's wrong with it. But anyway, this is actually my neighbor's pinball machine. I live in an older neighborhood, so the houses are kind of far apart, actually. So he lives 2 houses down from me on the right. And I don't see him that often. I see him a couple times a year, probably, driving by. You know, I wave to him, and every once in a while, I'll run into him around town. And it seems like every time I bump into him, he's telling me about bringing this Lethal Enforcers 3 down here. He's got this and a few other games. And he kept going back and forth whether, if he was just going to do it himself or if he's going to bring it down here, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, it's been about 4 years he's been telling me about this. And he finally brought it down last week sometime. Well, today we're going to get started on it. I was actually expecting it to be in a little better shape. The cabinet looks pretty good, but I'll show you in a minute. And I'm not that picky about my stuff. I make it an 8. I roll with it. But this thing's pretty beat up. It's pretty beat up. He doesn't even have all the leg bolts. That's how beat up it is. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, my name's Joe. I've got a brother named Ronnie, and he does most of the pinball machines. I do most of the arcade games, and we get this all the time. Somebody will be watching one of our videos, and Ronnie will be on that video, and then, I'll do a video. We kind of alternate back and forth. He'll do one, I'll do one, blah, 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 blah. And so they haven't watched our videos in a while. And they're like, what happened to the other guy? What happened to the other guy? Well, there's always been 2 of us. In the beginning, Ronnie did most of the videos. But, I was kind of in the background working on stuff. And then I started doing a few videos. And, as time goes on, now we kind of swap back and forth. So that's why my voice sounds different. Everybody's like, what happened to your voice? My voice did not change. I'm still the same. Ronnie's voice did not change. He's still the same. We're totally different people, okay? My voice isn't broke. But anyway, that's how it's going to go, okay? So enough of that. I just thought I'd mention that because we get a lot of comments like that. What happened to your voice? What happened to the other guy that used to do the videos back and forth? But anyway, enough chit-chatting. We're going to put this baby up on the legs, and I'll tip the back box up. I got to be careful. The glass is trying to fall out of it. You can see the cabinet split in half here. I'm going to try to put some Gorilla Glue or something on that later. But anyway, let's get to it. All right, I'm going to tip the back glass up. Have to try to be careful because it's not in the best of shape, and I think the glass is trying to fall out of the front, but hopefully we'll be all right. Easy does it. All right. And these have a locking mechanism on the back. Just a big Allen key, basically. And you turn it, and it's locked. So now it can't fall. But here's a look at it. Let's look at the Playfield. You can tell everything's just pretty worn out. It needs all new rings. They're just barely holding on. See how dirty everything is. Look at the flipper rubbers. It almost looks like this thing has never had a, it's never been cleaned, basically. And it looks like it's got all the original rubber rings on it to me. I don't know, maybe. So I'm gonna try to clean it all up for him. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this video, not Ronnie, is because a lot of this seems like it's probably just gonna be cosmetic work. I'm hoping it's going to work. He said that it worked. The only thing was he said the kick out doesn't kick it all the way up most of the time, and he wants us to go through it and check everything out. So I'm hoping I can clean up a bunch of this, put all new rings on it, then I'm going to pass it off to Ronnie, and he'll work out all the little kinks to it. That's kind of how we like to do it. He doesn't really like to clean them, and I don't really like to fix them, to be honest with you. So it works out. But you can see the glass isn't in there very good. I should probably take that out of there. Got a big gap over here. That's because the cabinet split. So I'm gonna try to put some glue in there and clamp it all back together. But as you can see, the Playfield's pretty dirty. He actually didn't even say anything about that when he dropped it off, and when I talked to him, he actually just wanted us to make sure everything was working. But you know, I'm gonna clean it all up for him while it's here and while we're at it. So I guess we should plug it in to see if it even works. You think it's gonna work? I don't know. He's got a few things unplugged in here too, like it's just a random. It looks like that goes over to that motor or speaker, whatever the heck that is there. Like I say, I don't really know pinballs that much. I do arcade games, okay? I know probably what's wrong with the shooter though. It's broke. All right, let's see if we can get it plugged in here. Got my extension cord plugged in. Doing this live on camera, so everybody knows it's not staged if it starts to smoke. If I could just get this cord in here. Just barely. All right. Let's turn it on. Back in action, is that what he said? Push start, like this. He's saying that it's not going to kick the ball out. What if I pull the trigger, huh? Nope. Did you see it? It tried to move it. It moved it like an inch. See if it'll do it again. Nothing. Well, it's broke. Just like I thought. See, I've been doing this a long time, guys. I know. You guys make fun of me. But I know, I've seen it before. Seen it 1,000 times. Alrighty. It tried. That's what gets me. You see pinballs for sale, and people will say, oh yeah, everything works good on it, but it won't kick out the ball. Well, if a pinball machine won't kick out the pinball, it's broke, okay? It's like whenever they're buying, like when they're trying to sell an arcade game. Well, the sign lights up. I can hear it play, but nothing's on the screen. Everything works but the screen. Well, if the screen don't work and I can't see it, it's broke, okay? How am I going to play it without the screen working? It's broke. But anyway, we knew this was going to be broke. I've seen it before. I guess I should have set it down off the dolly, but if it wouldn't kick it out up on the dolly flat, it sure as heck ain't going to kick it out whenever I got an angle on it. Backing up. It's going to have some other problems. Look, see, it's on free play. I'm hitting the start. It just reset. You see what's happening here? Okay, I think it actually did it that time. See, it hasn't even got this far before. It's going to have some power supply problems, bad connections. The dang coil's going to be half burn up or something, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to start cleaning the playfield because that's what's going to take the longest time, okay? So if you haven't ever worked on a pinball before, you open the door. You turn the game off. There's a little lever here. See this lever? Pull that baby to the left. And that's going to release this lockdown bar. You need 2 hands though. You guys like all this live action, see? I didn't cut. I didn't pause. I didn't come back. I'm going to show you how to do it. All in one take. Pull this baby to the left. Lift up out of there. That's how you get your lockdown bar off your Lethal Weapon 3 pinball machine. Or just about any other pinball machine ever made, okay? Now, I know I'm going to get a couple of the comments. Well, you know, the old EM, some of them were bolted in. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then the glass will slide out. Sometimes it's stuck, but it eventually will slide out. Sliding, 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 and it's out. Do we want a better look at the playfield before we get started? See how cracked up those are? I think those might be the original rubber rings. Something's broke here, but I'm not going to worry about it. He didn't say nothing about it. I guess the plastic probably came all the way down or something. I don't think he's all that concerned about the condition of it. There's a loose screw there from something. Remember where that goes. I bet it went right there in there somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna try to knock this baby out. I'm not gonna go too crazy on the cleaning because he acted like he didn't even care about that. He wanted me to glue this back and fix this shooter is all he really wanted me to do. So if I clean it all, put all the rings on it, wax it, make sure all the light bulbs are working also, he'll be real happy about it. It's pretty dirty. But anyway, enough of that. You know how we do. Windex magic eraser. We got to start taking this stuff apart too. All right, here we go. Cue the music. Well, just for the heck of it, I decided to look at the underside of the Playfield. This he's just got laying in here. But anyway, there's a rat's nest, looks like. But anyway, the kicker, this is the coil for it. Neither one of them are soldered that good. See that one? And that one's the good one. This is the bad one. I mean, come on. Come on now, people. That ain't gonna work like that. So that's probably the problem with the kicker. This one's somewhat attached. It's a little loose in there. But this one ain't. That's gonna be the problem right there. Loosey-goosey. Coil may be burnt up by now though. But anyway, whatever. We're not gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna clean. All right, so this is about as far down as I'm going to go. So at this point, I'll start cleaning it. The ones with the ramps take a little bit longer, you know. It takes you a little bit of thinking to figure out what piece has to come off first and then what piece has to go back first and all that. And this is kind of how I lay it out. I lay it out in the general area of where it's going to go on the playfield. So obviously those go down at the bottom. These go up, the kickers go up above that. This goes along that side. There's my top stuff. Ran out of room over here, so I started putting it over on the left side of this one. Here's my ramp. There's that. Obviously, the bigger pieces are pretty obvious where they go. But I get asked that question a lot. How do you remember where the stuff goes? It's kind of, you lay it out, and you try to put it back the same day you take it off. Because if you let the stuff sit around for months at a time, you're going to forget where everything goes. Even I forget, and I usually have it back together the same day or the next day. And you kind of got to use the process of elimination. Usually you start at the bottom, you work your way around, and sometimes you'll end up with an extra screw or two that you got to figure out where they go. But anyway, that's that. I don't know if I've ever seen these with the black part on the bottom. We get the post ones a lot, but it's kind of weird that the ones around the kickers have the black posts on the bottom too. And I don't have any black rings, but we actually like to put the white rings back on it. They stay cleaner with the white rings, believe it or not, because the black rings, they break down and that black gets all over everything. That's what you're seeing. That's just part of the rubbers breaking down all over the playfield. But if you put white rings on it, it doesn't do that quite as bad. But anyway, I guess I'm gonna start cleaning. Windex, magic erasers, lots of Windex, lots of magic erasers. And I figured out where that first screw went when remember that screw that was laying here? I think it holds this one. But anyway, oh yeah. And he doesn't have a key. So I guess he's never had the back glass out of this machine. So I'm probably just gonna have to take these two bolts out and the whole thing's gonna come out. All right, back to it.
We're back in action. We're back in action.
Put back together finally, and you guys all sat right there and watched me put the ramp on and the plastics and all that crap before I put the wires through. So then I had to take it all back apart, put the wires through. You got to do it in a certain order. The wires actually go through the plastic, and I was thinking for some reason they'd go underneath the plastic. So yeah, I had to take all that back apart and redo it. But I finally got it all back together. It's dark. I kind of got frustrated with it and decided to just turn the camera off and knock it out, because I wanted to get this baby put back together before I go home. And if you wonder how long something like this takes, it took me about 5.5 hours, if you can believe that. A lot of work goes into it. You got to take everything off. You got to clean everything. You got to wax everything. You got to put it all back together. Half the time, the little T-nut on the bottom was falling out. Some of the screws were the wrong size. I had to go through and change all these little yellow posts. I didn't have enough of them, so I had to leave some of the black ones, but I don't think he'll care. I think it turned out pretty good. This is from a neighbor, by the way, if you didn't catch that earlier. And he's not even expecting me to do any of this cleaning. He really just wanted us to fix the shooter and make sure everything worked. He didn't say nothing about cleaning it, so I think he's just going to be over the moon at how clean it turned out. And he's been talking about bringing this thing down here for years and years, so I bet it hasn't been this clean in a long time for him. But I got a story for you. I've got 2 daughters, Sarah and Hannah. And Hannah's the youngest. So one time she was about 4. And Sarah came to me, which is the oldest one. So she came to me and said, "Dad, what's frustrated mean? And I said, Sarah, you know what frustrating means. I've heard you use it. And she starts laughing, you know. And she's just joking around. And she says, does it mean potty? And so sarcastically, I said, yes, Sarah, it means potty. And without even hardly thinking about it, my 4-year-old, Hannah, starts yelling from the bathroom, I'm going frustrating in here. Boom, boom, it was hilarious. We laughed and we laughed. LOL, giggles, all that stuff. But anyway, I noticed that the lights, obviously I put all new bulbs in it. And the back lights still aren't working. Most of these lights up here still do not work. So that's going to be a bad connection or a solder joint or something in the back. We think we figured out the coil for the shooter. Haven't tested it. I haven't done anything with it. I'm just going to leave that for Ronnie. But yeah, it's pretty much time for me to go. About time to go home. It's bow time. Might give me some bow jingles. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I think he'll be real happy with it. But I would like to thank everybody that's been using our Amazon link. If you don't know about that, if you click the description down below this video, there's a link for Amazon. And if you click that link before you buy anything on Amazon, it gives us a percentage for sending you there. It's not much. It's only like 1-2%. But say you buy something for $20 on Amazon, it still costs you $20. So it doesn't cost you anything else. But they give us 1% or 2%, something like that, for sending you there. So it works out great for us. And it doesn't add anything to your cost. So at the end of the month, it actually adds up pretty good for us. And we really appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And we also have a Patreon channel now. We put some little clips from our videos over the years on that. And sometimes we'll get some little repair tips on there for you. And you can also send us a message on the Patreon, you know, if you've got a question about something you think me or Ronnie can figure out. So that's been working out pretty good for us too. We appreciate everybody that's been doing that. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for this one on this Lethal Enforcers 3. Ronnie will be back on the next episode and work out all the kinks for you. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And I'm sure he'll play a game and all that for you. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.